Who's here for NBL with a frag on Schrock, who's currently got it already primed, and that frag grenade's not going to be dealing damage because the T side not yet pushing down. Turkey with 5 players up here in the brown halls.
Yeah, a lot of box hall control, and they're kind of showing their hand towards this inside bomb site. From Tommy, and a defuse for Argentina. They pick up the CT side pistol.
I mean, what a start. Obviously, Tommy with a 3K already. He's been one of these players who's just been hitting so hard today amongst others on Argentina. So for them to pick up the pistol, obviously, this is a fantastic start. We are playing on DE train, where the T side is definitely more difficult. So for there to already be the denier of the pistol round and then those 2 potential conversion points, this is a fantastic start for Argentina.
Now here's what's scary is when that series between France and Turkey went down, Turkey was able to anti-eco them like 3 or 4 times in that series, which is massive, getting that second round buy down. But because they get the bomb plan into this round, I don't think we'll see too much of an investment out of Turkey, and there you go, rightfully so. They're going to upgrade some pistols, but they're going to play it safe. No utility, no body armor, and they're going to be running pretty much into a grinder here. But look at this big investment from Argentina. They've got 4 rifles on the board. They've got an MP7 as well, and NBL is going to be locking it down. But Johnny Boy going to chime in on a frag with Major, and that is going to swing the momentum into Argentina's hands. So that's a pretty heavy investment for them. And they're going to expend all of their money, but NBL just wrecks Calyx going into that A-bomb or B-bomb site.
I mean, Major now, he drops into the water, right? We said that pit position can be so strong, with 2 Turks down in there now. 210 going to be getting arrested. Major takes the frag with a 5-7, but Straka now with the response as he finds the headshot off the AK. They have to be cautious, however, as Despe has rotated down here with that AWP, and they've yet to find themselves onto the site. Nice shot here by NBL, but Paz clearing up the dink. The bomb now dropped. He lines another. Tommy going to bring it back, but it's a 1 versus 2. Johnny on 100 health. If his teammate dies, it's going to be up to another 1v1 clutch. Now he catches the cross, and it's the exact situation we found ourselves in. Despe looking to disengage, and Johnny does the same, but the difference here is he has the bomb.
He does have the bomb, but the big thing is that the rotations are so fast on this map that Despe could find his way advantageously up into that A-bomb site as Johnny is rotating around, but he's continuing to push forward. He doesn't want to give up the real estate, and I think he heard the footsteps, so the rotation is going to be on, albeit slow from both players. The push hasn't come in from Johnny Boy just yet, but he is up in the site already, and they are going to have Despe coming around from
in such a strong team. I mean, just look at these players that we have right now in the Serpent.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. You know, the analyst desk, they actually said something about, you know, France starting off on the CT side, or starting off on the terrorist side and Turkey on the CT. That's such a dangerous thing to do tactically, since Turkey were the ones that won the knife round, and then they choose to go into the CT side, because you've got, like, the best entry fragger in the game right now on the French side in Apex. And you're going to give him an option to just will his team to a massive half? That's scary. That's scary.
Yeah, I'm personally excited to see the 3 Space Soldiers players going head-to-head against this France team. I think it's going to be really good. But anyway, we're going to be going into the pistol round, and while Buddy's going to start things off, he does get 2 on a Sasuke and Zentaris, but then Paz goes in with the trade frag on MBK, but it's just a little bit of a consolation here as they do get that bomb down over towards A, and now it's all going to fall on a Mini and Despe left to try and clutch this one out for the Turkish side. And well, Despe's going to go down in mid, leaving it all on Mini, but he picks up 2. Now he puts it into this 1 versus 2 situation. Suddenly, Body and Apex looking like they're a little bit more fragile here, having to fall back to site to compensate for this. And yeah, he's got that kit as well, so he's got a little bit of time left to play around with. He's going to be making his way up short into the kill zone here, while there's Apex with the USP, lands that headshot and secures France the first round on the board.
Yeah, so Apex picking up 2 on the pistol round there. Body with the Body hitting the 2 entry frags, which is pretty nice. But Apex, you know, bringing it back at the end and and shutting it down after Mini tries to get into that round again.
A bomb site. It was a B stack again from the Turkish side, and they're going to be able to get in uninhibited towards this A bomb site, get that bomb plant. Molly is going to prevent the rotation from coming around and filter them right into that player with the MAC-10 in the backlines, and Tommy is going to shred both of them. And this is going to look very good for Turkey right now as they get a lot of SMG kills. The flank does come out, the dink goes down. Major finally, after a long extended battle, is able to capitalize on that from distance. And he doesn't actually take any damage from that. He's going to be able to find, ooh, nice shot there. Takes down Johnny Boy, and he actually gets the AWP out of this. So Argentina might want to accelerate behind this and chase this one down. They don't want to let him get away with this rifle, especially to drop over to Despe, because we've seen what that man can do with that weapon. Very dangerous in the hands of the Turkish side, but a 7-1 scoreline, and again Argentina off and rolling early in this matchup. And I mean, this is an even stronger looking Argentinian side. Did they lose a player? I saw some reactions there. Did they lose a player at the very end? We'll find out here in a second.
Yeah, we have to wait to see.
Otherwise, we're going to see Turkey with a potential 4-round score.
That flashbang blinds the first two. Now, luckily for Argentina, they are able to trade frags back, but Paz's Molotov takes down another, so Paz now looking to re-peek here. He has to be cautious. 3 players surrounding him. Playing this ramp does allow him to still have cover, and Calix within the pit is able to assist, but it is a man advantage to Turkey, and now with players rotating down, the defense is going to be even more solid. Calix with one more frag. Tommy going to take one as well, so still trade frags back and forth, one and another before Calix drops the bomb.
Yeah, that frag onto Tommy, he was so low. 92 HP remains, and Straka hits a ripper there. Going to be able to take Calix down and make it at least a more manageable 1 versus 2. If he can isolate the 1v1s, that's going to be very beneficial for him. But Despe with that AWP on high, and neither of these 2 players have budged from this B bomb site as of yet, even though he is going to rotate back around towards terrorist spawn for the time being and just try to juke them for a little while, see if he can't force a rotate out in order to isolate those 1v1s. But for now, just going to play it cool. There's a boatload of time on the clock. 45 seconds left in the round, and neither of these CTs are moving because it looks like they want to play the buddy system and maybe go for that retake together if he does go up to the A bomb site.
Bit of repositioning here from Paz. He's still on towards the site. They're taking an initiative off the flashbang, so Paz is going to peek for info. He takes the 1 versus 1. This allows Straka to grab the frag. 25 seconds, though, as he falls back towards T-spawn. Does he really have time to do this?
I think what he's going to do is fake the death cam and then go down through the underpass side, but he's actually going back up towards Fountain. He should have time to get there. It's going to be very close, and look at how he's forced Despe's hand. Despe's actually pushed all the way out. He's so far out of position. This is going to be really tight getting to the bomb site. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8. He's going to make it. He's going to make it. He made it. Barely. Put the Nikes on. He gets up there. The new Reeboks, whatever it was, he's going to be able to get there just in the nick of time. And because he gets the bomb plant down and Despe so far away, he's going to be able to get a forward position, a very advantageous 1 versus 1 spot. And now he knows the player is going to be coming up from the back lines. He's going to be over by Bank, and this is going to be very difficult for Despe to clutch out. He does have a smoke and a Molotov. He's going to drop out 1, drops out the second one towards the Bank side, and he's going to stick the bomb. Straka going to get there in time, though? 2 seconds, 1 second. The spin goes out, and Straka clutches a 1 versus 3 to carry Argentina's hopes and dreams into the next round, and it's a reset for the Turkish side.
They dodged what would have been a heartbreaking round there. And
Absolutely.
For that run, all the way back from Monster, I highly doubt he actually had a chance.
Was
so freaking close. Tactical pause actually being called here.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, we saw it at an 8-0 scoreline for Turkey when it was on Train earlier. Once you lose that handful of rounds, and this time around it's after they do get a round win, so it's a hard reset onto the Turkish side. So they're going to try to regroup, think things through about what they want to do into their next buy round, and see if they can't fortify their defenses, because right now the weakest link in their defense is what's happening over at that B bomb site with those aggressive monster pushes. The player playing at barrels is getting picked early, the player that's playing close slope is getting picked early, and that's leaving a lot of pressure on Calix at the backside of that pit to come up with some big plays.
The fact that Straka is also aggressed in the previous round over towards Monster, I mean, I know Turkey tried to use the pop flash and a bit of teamwork to find the kill, but they put their player in a position where the frag itself is untradeable, so questionable decision. I see the initiative, obviously, and they're trying to take the fight to deny Argentina any chance, but rather instead it loses them a man and ends up helping Argentina find an 8th, and as mentioned, the reset.
I actually want to point something out here as well, is when Argentina was taking on Denmark earlier in the semifinals, the very last map that went 16-14 down to the wire, Straka had like 9 kills for a long duration of that. He was actually the bottom fragger for Argentina when they were on Cobblestone. In this series so far, he's been the top fragger. I'm pretty sure he was the top fragger when they played on Train and they lost 16-14, and he's 15-5-7. So not only is he getting a boatload of kills, he's also doing a crap load of damage to the players on the opposing team every single round. 5 assists in 10 rounds, that is a lot of damage because it registers it at 45, I believe. If you do 45 or more damage, you get that assist icon next to your name. So with that being said, I mean, he's doing a ton of damage into these rounds, and you can see how it's just collapsing Turkey. And that 3 versus 1, super demoralizing for the Turkish morale.
Removing the pause here. We've got armor on Paz. Buys down to $3,000.
Yeah, this is an equalizing buy.
Yeah, exactly. Just going to be curbing the amount of money that they have left over, using the potential round loss bonus to their favor in the following round. But 5-7s across the board. We've got an Desert Eagle here on Despe. Kevlar on 2 players and pop flashes as well, so they might be trying to take some kind of a peek here, try to group their players together and take the initiative. Argentina looking to use the pace towards that B site, but they've left the bomb in spawn as well, so maybe just playing for control. It's going to be NBL to find one. Tommy chimes in with another, and very quickly here, Argentina already starting to topple the defense.
That Molotov was fantastic. I'll talk about it here in a second as Xantares is able to pick up Tutenhen and salvage an AK into the rest of this round, but look at NBL's positioning. He's all the way back, lurking deep towards terrorist spawn, towards Fountain. And if Xantares tries to fall back from this one, he could get caught out and lose that AK-47. And you can see they're taking the bomb into B all by his lonesome. All of the other players are going to be on the hunt right now. And you can see Johnny Boy, he's got that SMG. He's going to be looking to money farm a little bit and salvage the AK for his comrade into the next round. But that Molotov, they actually threw that from terrorist spawn. It lands on short. And because those players have been going for that aggressive short water peak, before they even got to short water, there was 2 players that were already down sub 40 HP. I mean, that's so easy to handle in that situation.
Exactly, that's huge, and especially in a situation where those pistols can't actually close the distance. So, Xantares,
a little slow, but
yeah,
all right.
A little bit of a reaction time from MBL, but I mean, catching Xantares looking the other direction allows him to follow that up. 1 SMG carried forward on the side of Argentina, but they do keep 3 AKs as well, so that's exactly what they'll need. Very little reinvestment, and that's nice because they dodged the bullet. Maybe used, as you said, because of that utility and usage. So. Big investment, and it pans out perfectly.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome to see that. I mean, sometimes it's nice to have that follow cam on some of those nades just to see the direct impact that they have, but that was one that was really easy to tell, considering that as soon as they got to short water, there was a Molotov there, and there were 2 players that were incredibly low. This time around, they're going to take short water control again on the CT side. Calyx is going to be over by the squeaky door, trying to get an advantageous position, but Tommy coming out just wrecks their ideas, and tapping away is going to be Straka. He is incredibly low, but it's a 2-for-1 trade favoring the side of Argentina, and again, they start off with a hot hand into this one. Major trying to get a refrag to equalize things out, but unfortunately for him, Argentina is going to be able to fall back through the monster side and find their way back towards mid.
Now, generally speaking, these are the kinds of situations where Argentina are incredibly strong. They found themselves in an advantage with lots of time on the clock.
Yes.
They like to go for these early bits of pushes to try and find themselves with an opening frag so that they can do exactly this. Reel back, reposition, find a new direction, and then set the play up accordingly using the amount of time they have on the clock. But Despe's jump peak spots 1 player, and as he comes wide, he's going to drop NBL, so it's back into the 3 versus 3 with Straka being tagged incredibly low and Johnny also damaged. Major rotating back towards the B site, potentially was going to go for the flank, but instead will just reel backwards. And Despe, he's been doing a very good job of holding on here with this AWP.
Yeah, his op has been extremely strong. He's just jumping behind the APC for the time being, trying to get infill. And he's going to be able to spot Johnny, but he's not ready for the peek to come out. And that was a really nice bait and switch. Johnny peeking out, Shirley saw him back there, and it's going to say, all right, he's going to post on me in this situation, peek from long, and a nice little bit of teamwork there. Straka should lose his life on the exit here, and he will, but that's going to allow time for Argentina to get in positive post-plant positioning for the rest of their teammates. And Tutenhen, he's on the hot hand. He's got the 100 HP. Johnny Boy's going to be able to go out, try to do the damage, try to bait him out, and then Tutenhen is going to be able to go for the frag. They're body blocking here, but nobody's actually on the bomb, and nice peek there from Johnny Boy is going to net a lot of damage onto Xantares.
You can see Major, he's still fascinated over with long, so they think there's a player in that direction, but instead now he's repositioned, so Johnny going to be able to take 1 more frag. Exactly, no kit. They had a Molotov, they used it to block off long. Major's going to be trying to escape with the AWP here, and he looks as though he will be successful in said endeavor. Johnny should die, yeah, he will. But at the very least, they do find another round. It's 9-2 on the T side of overpass. Argentina bouncing back.
I think they lost the op too. I'm pretty sure they lost the op right there at the very end because that player came around from short and peeked on Monster Pipe where Major was with the op. So we'll have to see what kind of an investment actually comes out from the CT side this time around. But If there's anybody who has an AWP, we'll have to look at the money coming down, and it doesn't look like it. Here's the replay of the very end of that round, and I'm pretty sure TWC got it out of his hands, and he did. So nicely done from Argentina. No guns carried over, so no joy for Turkey, and they are on another pistol round. And you can see the economics of this game, the buy, lose, save situation with those expensive rifles on the Turkish side.
Again, Argentina now, they may have a read into the strat of Turkey, or at least their buy-up, because they're looking to take a very fast pace, this time out towards long A. Of course, they do still have Johnny Boy down towards the bottom of connector, so any fast flanks from Turkey up through there should be met with resistance. But now as he disengages, it's going to give the map control back towards Turkey. They're trying to close this out. The Molotov going to be preventing Xanteras from coming around that dumpster, but he spots players off the D, unable to find these shots though. And this is going to be Argentina finding the bomb plant. Great after plant positioning as well, but they do have to be cautious because Despe is still all the way in the back of the T-spawn, but Johnny doing the exact same thing to the CT side. Look right now, he's coming in from the back. He's going to start to walk it out, so he is unknown, and this should be great. He spawns two players, lines them up, looks to knock them down. Major going to be surviving for a little bit of a second, but Tommy with one more. It's just going to be Despe, and he's nowhere to be found.
Well, TWC didn't actually spot his shoulder coming around from bathroom side, so he's going to be able to creep a little bit closer, but when he gets spotted, kind of goes down. A clean round from Argentina, and they are up to an 11-2 scoreline, so again into this matchup, a tremendous lead from the Argentinian side, and again, you can see the poise, the focus, the determination into this one. They are down a map, and having a tremendous terrorist side on this map is definitely looking good for them, considering that sometimes their T sides have been a little bit lackluster. Their CT side seems to be their strongest feature, and carrying this big of a lead forward into their CT half is going to be nothing but beneficial.
I mean, we have to remember, of course, that Train was the map they had no business winning, and they nearly brought it to it. Here on Overpass, clearly asserting their dominance, or at least here for the first 14 rounds. But it's going to be a buy-up on the side of Turkey, so they should be competitive in this one. AKs across the board for Argentina. Johnny Boy not on that trusty AWP. Major going to be playing on the opposite side of Monster. When the players come out, though, they check the corner. Straka finding one. There's still a lot of presence here from Turkey, and players also rotating down, but Tommy grabs the head of Calix, and it's another frag to the favor of Argentina, as there's only 3 players left standing.
All these nades, too, coming into the back lines, and Straka's going to use the smoke to his advantage and finds Paz. It's a clean bomb site. Double AWP setup here for the CTs. That's the change. But unfortunately, they're rendered useless because of these post-plant positions. They're going to have to fall back and save this one. So Argentina are going to go up to a 12-2 scoreline, and this boost from Johnny Boy, they're not going to be seeing this one coming. And if they start to fall back from this, he's going to hear these footsteps. He knows exactly where one of the players is going to be. The other one is already hightailed it to long A, and they're both going to try to stack up. Look at number 6 right now, TWC. He's coming around the corner. If he gets a line of sight on these guys, he's going to be able to find it, and they're not going to be able to get the AWP out in time. Finally, they do. But the damage has been done. Xanteras on 1 HP. Nice turnaround from Despe, though. And they're going to do their best to hold the Alamo here in the bathroom side. It doesn't look like they're going to get too much more contesting thus far. There's no nades left on the terrorist side from Argentina. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Despe goes down, so they don't. Oh, they both lose it. So really nicely done. I didn't think they were going to get there in time, but again, the punishment from the Turkish side is just grueling for them. They can't get anything going on their CT half. Look at that crowd.
Yeah, excellent stuff.
Beautiful people.
On to Argentina, 12, 10-point lead. And again, they move forward with another formidable purchase. 5 AKs, nades aplenty. They haven't been using these AWPs on the T side, and they haven't even needed them because these rifles have just been so on point. Argentina playing the frags, being aggressive, and really just not allowing Turkey to take any sort of momentum or control. It's excellent stuff being seen here from Argentina, but Turkey's still continuously trying to bounce back. Xanteras again grabbing an initiative, and this is an advantageous position for Turkey as they find themselves with the one body up.
Yeah, and that, I mean, like you said, I mean, he meets the aggression with aggression of his own. He pushes Subway. This is the first time that we've actually seen that pan out for the Turkish side, and they carry a man advantage. And look at this positioning from Despe. Catches out one, catches out a second one, and Turkey looking to at least pick up a third round before the second half starts. It's going to be Major around the corner. He's going to catch another one out. And there you go. Finally, a clean round, a decisive round for Turkey, but not after Argentina picks up 12 rounds of their own in a very strong and one-sided half. Going the way of Argentina. They're 4 rounds away from closing out this map and forcing a third map on Cobblestone, which we know they can play.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I mentioned it again. I'll mention it once. I'll mention it again. The fact that they didn't or weren't supposed to be competitive on Train, and now they've brought the fire yet again. But we also have to remember that Turkey themselves can bounce on back. It was 11-0 at one point on the first map, and still Turkey were able to prevail. So Argentina with a tall order, and they know it. Turkey, 5 players heading out here towards that B site. They have 2 sets of utility, 3 sets of Kevlar, so they're looking to use this heavy nade play in order to overwhelm the B site. NBL, he's going to be playing Toxic. He's got Straka with his head down, so they don't see him, but it's a gush. Down goes the first. Straka going to be committing to this position. Tommy trying to pop heads on the cross, and now Straka is going to reveal himself. He's thumbs up. He misses these first shots, but Calix does finally die. The bomb planted, and they never react. The position pans out, and it's Major now in the 1 versus 3. He's tapping away to find 2 more, but almost he brings it. Tommy, however, able to clear it, and it's Argentina with a pistol, Argentina with a 13th round, and a very real potential to close this game.
The biggest part about this is we look at some of the wins that Argentina has had throughout this tournament, and I think that aside from their win over Tunisia on Dust 2, which was like a 16-2 win, this is their second most decisive lead that they've had in a match, which is completely ridiculous to think that it's coming at this late of a stage. These guys are super focused into this matchup, and I gotta say, man, they are bringing the noise on Overpass. 3 rounds for Turkey, 13 for Argentina, and they never got down on themselves after that really close loss on Train. That's something that can kind of tilt some players sometimes. We see it happen. You know, you lose a close match, and then the next match you're not even remotely competitive.
I mean, you'd think, but if that was the case, excellent stuff. Great map play here, but if they were going to be giving up and tilted from close games, then they would have already been eliminated from this tournament. They're trying it now a little bit too hard to get this boost. Johnny Boy's going to be on top of it. Finally, he gets this positioning, but they're never going to see this coming. He's already spotted 1, but he doesn't capitalize with the frag. Now they have to know, of course, that there's 3 players over here on this position because that is a 3-man boost, and little do they realize it's not just 3, but potentially 4. 1 man rotating up with this defense, but Turkey definitely looking to take this site. All 5 players ready to strike.
He was on the struggle bus there for a little while trying to get up there. I think he just kept sliding off his head a little bit to the side, and I think that's what happened when he actually went to go shoot, was that he started to crab walk out, and he just gets slid off the top of his head. But deep back positions here from the CT side. They know exactly where they're hitting. Look at the commotion. Look at all the CTs that are just encroaching on this area. And Johnny Boy with the boost finds a second. Nice return frag from Calix and a nice shot from Xantares. This is a force buy from the T side. Keep that in mind. And they're going to have an AK and a UMP, not just an AK, but it is in the hands of Xantares. If you ever wanted somebody in a 1 versus X situation on your side, Xantares is probably the man that you want. But look at the HP values of everybody in the server. Everybody is right around 100 HP. And this crossfire from the CT side, they're just playing this out, waiting for the bomb plant, and they're going to go for the trade frag once it does go down.
And Argentina have been good in the previous half of disengaging from these situations and using the amount of time they had left over to their avail. Xantares is looking to do the exact same as he takes himself through short, background, through monster, into the site, but they've just been lying in wait, as you said, setting the crossfire and looking to play that double play. Xantares, he's going to be committing to this bomb plant, so now the CT is ready to take a position out. He's keeping his eye on towards heaven, but there's nobody there. Both players here by Graffiti. If they don't time this perfectly, he could have possibly got it, but it's Tommy with the frag, and the patience from Argentina pans out, despite Turkey being so successful usually with these force buys. And that one was close. It is going to be Argentina with another round.
They're starting to get a little bit more hyped over there in the Argentinian camp, and you can see a little bit of
deflation.
Yeah, to say the least. I mean, these were some nice frags coming out from Xantares, able to kind of bring it back into their favor. But unfortunately, I mean, even if he does get that kill on the guy at Graffiti, he has no idea where that other guy is, considering that he was still hunkered down by the CT spawn side. He would have been able to maybe go for the double peak, but look at the scoreline right now. I mean, it's 14-3. You've got 3 players sub 10 frags on the Turkish side. You've got Straka with a massive performance. One time that you absolutely needed him to step up, he comes in huge with 22 kills in a 17-round map so far.
I mean, he's looking to grab some more frags here, and already the nade has dropped by 60 points of health. Now Xantares is able to take down Straka. He was going to be presented a very nice little bit of damage, but NBL rotating down. Tommy grabs one more frag, so we're into the 4 versus 4. Johnny Boy only on this P250, however, and still 2 players up towards bathrooms. It's going to be Argentina having to hold the line as they are outnumbered, are outgunned, but most certainly not outskilled. It's going to be Major to draw, Paz able to trade the frag. NBL taking damage here, and Despe clears it out, so it's a 2v3 now, and the bomb not yet down, but a nice little flank coming in for him, 210.
One of the things that I did want to point out too is that dunk nade that went on to Paz. He was one of the 2 players that had a lot of utility in his pocket going into this round. He drops, they lose all of that. Despe does get the return frag on a 2-10, and this should be a round for Turkey, but again, I mean, the money is probably looking pretty good from Argentina's side, considering that they were very fruitful in their opening couple of rounds, not losing a lot of players, so they should be able to rebuy and reinvest into this. You can see Johnny Boy only on the P250. You talked about it before, how when he wants to get that AWP, he hangs onto a P250. They were probably expecting a save or maybe a little bit less of a buy from Turkey, but they actually get that bomb plant the round before, and they're able to formulate an even bigger buy. And Johnny's going to go down. Calyx is going to find it, and 4 rounds now on the board. And actually, it will be a save from Argentina, but they've got a 10-round buffer to work with, so they're going to be able to save up here. It might actually be a double save as well, as Tootenham is only on 1450. So they might go for like a pistol armor buy into this round and then have a nice big buy into the round after this.
Now, luckily for Argentina, it's not like they're just sitting on 11 anymore. They are on 14.
Yeah.
So even if they win a round, Turkey are going to be having a chance here to kind of start culminating a bit of money. And so when Argentina win it, if worst case scenario they are reset in the following round, all they're going to have to do is reset accordingly, and then Turkey shouldn't be able to close the distance with all of that time, because the round loss bonus will come into full effect before, of course, Turkey get towards 14. It's a very real opportunity for Argentina to bounce back healthily, but as you mentioned, of course, a full save here. Zenterra's going to be taking some damage, but he does grab a frag. Of course, all this just anti-eco. He's being actually swarmed out by Tommy now, who's coming on through the monster, so NBL able to grab the kill. It's a 4 versus 4 and an AK picked up.
Yeah, and they've actually got time to rotate back in towards this A bomb site and hunker down for the push that's inevitably coming here from the T side. He's going to be able to lay a dink out, but simultaneously he goes down as well as Tootenham, and that's going to be putting it into a 4 versus 2. But Tommy with the salvage to AK is able to do a little bit more damage into the round, and NBL coming around from the bank side might be able to do a little bit of damage also, as you see them both grouping up to go from the same avenue of attack. But that smoke comes out, and that's going to put a big spanner in the works. They boost up on top of it. Peek out over the top. They are going to be able to find a little bit of damage on that player long range. Major down to 26, but no kills coming out just yet. And at this point, they might want to start thinking about running away and holding on to this AK, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So a 14-5 scoreline moving forward into the 20th round. And Turkey, they're down, but they're not out. And this is a team, you know, they've been a big threat. They've only lost 1 map the entire duration of this 4-day span of LAN. And pretty nice stuff from them. Look out, though. Major coming around, finds it, but he will be able to salvage the AK regardless.
Yeah, exactly. So they lose 1. At least they do hang on. Oh, Despe. Wow. With only a moment later, it's really actually denies that save. So Argentina with a stroke of luck on their side as they do grandfather that AK forward. Still, Turkey going to be rebuying, of course, accordingly, as they did lose quite a few players in that one.
Yeah, that's the scary thing about it. And here's where that double save comes in. They're going to force up a little bit of pistol work. They're going to force up a little bit of body armor behind this to go along with that AK. So they can just play past the AK-47 this round. If that player dies, they should be able to pick it up off of his body. Yeah, he is actually at long A by himself, so if he loses that, he might not be able to pick it up. But this round has a lot of potential for Argentina, actually, with this big investment. You can see Johnny Boy's going to go forward. Calyx playing that one smart, plays far back. Straka now trying to work around the smoke, finds 1, finds 2, shuts it down. It's a 3v3, and they've still got armor on 2 out of the 3 players that are alive. Finally, Straka goes down, but that's going to allow time for the rotate. Look at the backstab coming in from NBL.
He does still have that AK-47. He's got his armor as well, so the aim punch not going to be an issue. Calyx, though, he's aware of this possibility, but he gives up just on time. At least in time to the favor of NBL. So NBL's teammate, 210, tagged currently, 19 points of health remaining. So he should be looking to grab the attention of the T's, but NBL capitalizes. He drops the first, looking to take down Major as well. He's tagged himself, 18 points of health, but crucially, the bomb has been dropped. Now, this is a nice little play because NBL grabs the second, and 210 now has time to come rotate and help his teammate. So
exactly.
They will have 2 players with their crosshairs trained down Monster where the bomb is lying in wait. Paz going to have to nail the timing here if he needs to reacquire this device, and he does peek wide. Both players here for the CTs peeking it as well, but Paz has grabbed the bomb, and he gets back across. It's going to be a free bomb plant.
They will be able to push back down. They know that he's gotten back into the site now that that bomb gets planted. He's going to be looking to defend from the backside of the pole here. This is going to be tricky, to say the least. Send in the low player, try to do a little bit of work, and he gets caught looking the wrong way. Argentina steal a way around, and they find themselves on map point for map number 2. And again, an unlikely round, and it's the hero play from Straka. He drops 2 players pushing in towards that bomb site, and then the backstab comes out wholeheartedly off of that AK that they saved from the round before. So you can see the importance of that. Massive round from Argentina, and they are going to find themselves 1 round away from forcing Cobblestone, map number 3.
Oh, this is so exciting. Argentina. I mean, what a bounce back, obviously. You'd think
absolutely.
It's
the
just
determination, the poise.
And to think that if they do pick this one up within this next round, because of course Turkey is limited currently as they do have 2 players still on pistols, well, it's a 1-round decider away from Argentina potentially 2-0ing Turkey in the grand finals. That would have been incredible to watch, but if they want it, they'll have to bring it to map number 3. As you mentioned, Cobblestone potentially on the table, but Turkey's still capable. They are resilient, they are resistant. And they need 10 consecutive rounds. It's an incredibly tall order, but It's possible.
Yeah, they're pushing up very aggressively towards A, and they've already been spotted outside of Athens. Johnny's going to rattle off a shot, trying to connect. Not able to find it. There's the shot, though. Paz goes down. 4 frags left. Oh, what a shot from Johnny Boy. Going for a third. Not able to find it, but the smoke comes out on long A. That's going to give him a little bit of cushion from these players that are starting to encroach on his position, but it's major to find one. The comes back out. It's a 2 versus 4. Make it a 1 versus 4. And Johnny goes big in the last round. And that is going to be Argentina picking up map number 2. And they're going to be forcing a third map into this series, as it is going to come down to Cobblestone, our decider. And man, what an exciting semifinals we've had into the finals. 3-map series all the way through.
It's just been nuts ever since we've gotten into the combat. It's been crazy amounts of good games, especially today.
Oh yeah.
And my God, Argentina pick it up. So we are going to be going to the very last possible map of the tournament to decide who will be your grand final victors.
Absolutely. I know you need a breather, I need a breather, everybody needs a breather real fast. We're going to take a real quick commercial break for you guys, and we will be back with map number 3 before you know it. Don't go anywhere, you don't want to miss this one. Cobblestone coming up next, Argentina and Turkey.
And welcome back to the Razor Rising Stars League, where 46 teams from 4 different regions go head-to-head in 250 matches and 500 hours of live studio broadcast entertainment for the chance to win a combined prize pool of over $50,000. So make sure to join us live in the eFrag studios at azubu.tv/efragtv, and for more information go to rsl.e-frag.net.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Combank Arena here in Belgrade, Serbia. We are just a few moments away from going into map number 3 of our grand finals of TWC 2016. $100,000 of prize money up for grabs, 50 grand for first place, 30 grand for second place, and that sweet trophy plus the pride of your nation. Mega Man and Scrawny bringing you guys the action once again for our final map of the evening and of the tournament. It's gone the distance. We have gone the whole way through, best of threes all the way from the quarters here, and we have had some 3-map thrillers so far today.
Having watched Argentina for the last 4 days, there's absolutely no other way that this was going to finish.
Not at all.
Had to have been on a map 3, and I wouldn't even be surprised if we get another really close scoreline, because here's the thing, right? Obviously, our analysts come into this one, and they tell us that train should be super one-sided. It isn't. It looks hopeful for Argentina. They come up a little bit short. Map number 2, one-sided, incredibly one-sided. But that's a map where Overpass, okay, sure, Turkey are capable. They're certainly good, but clearly they come up short. Cobblestone is another map that both of these teams are good at, but I do think that Turkey are a little bit better on Cobblestone as opposed to Overpass. So I think, if anything, this score, while I'm not going to be trying to predict who exactly takes the win,
it's going to be neck and neck.
It's going to be neck and neck.
Yeah, it's going to be close the whole way through. And actually, it's funny that you say that we didn't expect the first map to be so close. We thought it was going to be one-sided. It was almost one-sided in the opposite direction that we originally thought, because that 11-0 start for Argentina in that map, which a great comeback was mounted from Turkey to be able to take that 16-14. Then we go into map number 2, which is Overpass, 16-5 beatdown. I mean, Turkey was never at any point into that map. It was a 12-3 halftime score, pistol round going the way of the Argentinians, and I mean, just never looked back from that. And it was just a fantastic, just round in and round out. The executes in towards the B-bomb site, and everything like that was fantastic for them. Cobblestone, though, is going to be a whole different beast, and we've seen them have some close matches on there. We saw the 16-14. It was actually even a comeback against Denmark to close out that series, and what a more fitting way to close out our evening than having a non-conventional map, because we've seen a lot of Dust 2, Cash, and Mirage throughout here. We actually get Train, Overpass, and Cobblestone for our grand finals. It's going to be beautiful.
Yep. And I mean, we saw a lot of those rounds as well when they were playing versus Denmark go very, very much... they're only made possible by the fact that you have these big individual performances, right?
Yes.
It's very, very tight rounds. It's big plays. And can they replicate that? We'll find out, because we're about to go to map number 3. It's Turkey who wins the knife round, and Cobblestone is underway.
Here we go, boys.
Represent it. The very last map. We've gone the distance.
We've still got a sweet crowd in here cheering on every single frag, every single round. Argentina going to be starting off on the CT side. And again, you know the players, Johnny Boy, Straka, Tutenhen, Tommy, and NBL facing against the Turkish lineup. It's going to be Xantares, Despe, Kalix, Major, and Paz. And we are just patiently waiting for those opening picks to come out. Argentina poised over here towards this bomb site, and there it is, Straka. He was the heavy hitter in the last map. He's the heavy hitter to start this one off, and the trade's going favorably for Argentina. It's the long presence, and Straka from range trying to get that shot out.
Kalix is also spotting Straka up here towards the balcony, laying down a bit of damage, but Turkey have successfully found themselves on the site until Johnny, he takes out the man from behind, so it's a 4 versus 2, and he's tapping away towards Paz as well. Will we see Argentina win another pistol round? The bomb goes down, and they do have a kit on Straka, who is now looking to lead the charges. Tommy finds the frag. Kalix is going to answer back once more. It's a 1v3, but he's overwhelmed, and Argentina have done it. They start yet again 3 for 3 on the front foot.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that that is the 4th pistol round that they've won out of this entire series, because they won the pistol, obviously, on Train to go up to that 11-0 scoreline. They won both of the pistols on Overpass, and they win this one here. And you can see how much of an impact that has moving forward. With the bomb plant, Turkey's going to go for the 3rd round buy, so they're not going to invest heavily into this round. Just some upgraded pistols. We talk about it all the time. You get the bomb plant, you go for the 3rd round buy. You don't get the bomb plant, typically you force buy head armor and some Tech 9, some Deagles, something like that. Xantares, notably a very strong Desert Eagle player, as well as Despe. We've seen them all busted out at one point or another throughout this tournament, but we'll see them on kind of a lackluster buy, to say the least. Pistols on the board. They're just going to try to brute force their way in towards B, and this could be a bloodbath. The flashbang goes out, but it's going to be the MP7, and Straka's going to be there. It's a mowdown! Not a frag was had by Turkey, and it's going to be 5 alive for Argentina, and it was all SMG kills. Money, money.
Again, it's not only that first pistol round, but then the easy conversion. As you said, 5 players up and SMG frags onto it. Just a very nice hold there. Turkey obviously just trying to get that one out of the way, as you said, only with those P250s. So little investment, but they will, of course, buy up into the next. And it's going to be interesting to see if, since Argentina didn't lose any of those SMGs, they decide to upgrade or just keep those weapons. And they have decided to at least keep 2. It's going to be the MP9, the UMP, grandfathered forward. Johnny Boy getting a bit of an initiative here and looking to take the counter boost. There's a Molotov down, so that's going to be the tease at bay. Xanterra's also, with his own cheeky boost, looking to counter exactly this. But they give up first. The second volley drops. That one's that of Johnny Boy's. He's now been spotted, so they have confirmation. He's sent reeling backwards. It's a good decision from him to fall back.
And he drops out a nice nade, too, that tags Despe down to 67 HP. So even though he does get tagged up a little bit by that AK from Xanterra's, he's able to put out a little bit of initial damage before he is forced off of that position, which is a nice little find. And now we're actually going to see, look at this play from the CT side. They're staying so mobile on this B bomb site. There's 4 players to defend, and they move that MP9 back out towards that window position outside of the drop room, and he's actually starting to cheat a little bit over towards that A bomb site to support his teammate NBL. And that last round was actually Tommy getting 4 frags with that MP7, which is why he upgrades to this M4, because he got $2,400 out of that last round. A big money farm from him, and he's going to put himself into a very positive position right now as he's looking for the push to come around from long. Subsequently, coming around the back lines from long A is going to be NBL, and Major punishes it. He's ready for it.
I mean, Turkey right now, they're poised and prepared to hit this B site, but with taking out that A flanker, it's very potential that they actually go back for the rotation. They're going to have to make that decision as there's 30 seconds left, so they could go drop to A, but the bomb's still out here towards the platform strike. Straka, he's going to be falling away. They think it's a connector push, or they're just playing for the retake, but either way, Tommy, he's going to be isolated in within the site. 20 seconds left on the clock, and he goes down as Major and Paz simultaneously drop 2 more. It's Argentina with only Johnny Boy left standing on that MP9. Turkey with a very solid round.
That was a really sweet execute. You saw how they bit on that fake. They started throwing those smokes in. They throw that smoke that goes towards the double doors there, and a lot of times that's to at least provoke the CTs to stay on that B bomb site for a split through to the A bomb site from that mid window and from up towards the ramp in long A. This time around, they throw out that smoke and they actually just hit right in towards the B bomb site after throwing out some nades towards A. So nicely done from Turkey. They're going to find their first round on the board, and it comes early in this matchup. It's no 3-0 for Argentina this time around, and Johnny is actually getting hunted here. He might get caught. He turns around, hears him jumping, but Paz, 4 HP left on him, 5 alive for Turkey, and they're going to be able to find that opening round.
You can see the cash flow right now for Argentina quite low.
Yeah.
That hurts, of course, because they didn't upgrade everybody, but they did spend cash. So they put themselves in this very weird predicament where they are only able to buy up into pistol zone again. So it's double CZ. They've got the deagle, bits of utility to try to play this. Obviously, they're going to be trying to use that grenade probably to stop an initial push to see if Turkey picks up the pace as they did in round number 2. They've got AKs across it, nades aplenty. 4 players here for Argentina heading towards the B site, but pop flash from Paz means they are going to rush it or at least look to engage. The flashbang connects, and that's going to be Johnny with it wanting. Despe to bring it back with a headshot of his own. Does equalize this into the 4v4. Equilibrium has been found.
Yeah, but Tommy might get caught out a little bit here. Xanterra's, luckily for them, actually gets caught by that flashbang, and Tommy's going to be able to find himself in this little nook here. Just barely able to avoid the fire. He does get spotted, and he's going to have to go for a one-banger, and he's not going to be able to hit it off the back foot. He's looking for it, does manage to find it, looking for a second one, not going to get it. Tootin is over there by the broken wall trying to spam up with that CZ75, and we know how strong they can be. He was the big player the last time when they played against Denmark on this map. See if he can do the same thing, replicate that performance, and look at this. They're roasting in their own fire because this flashbang comes back out. It's a 3-on-3. They're trying to brute force their way into the site, but these CTs are just all encompassing, and look at the flank that's coming out as well. NBL coming from the backlines. Kalix finally able to push forward, but they've got Straka blinded by Boulder. They don't realize that he's going to get the trade, and time is starting to run down. 49 seconds left on the clock, and a player over in the drop room.
Now, as opposed to coming in from the platform flank, it's actually NBL to drop into drop down. This is going to allow him to grab that weapon next to the tree, if of course he's allowed out. There's positioning here from Despe over towards platform, but Major now takes a shot. He too's tagged, and it's going to be Despe to clear up one. Straka's going to have to come back with the 1v2 clutch. Already 1 frag in the round. Major spotted, however. He knows he's there. He sees the head of Despe. Tries to rip it off, but he won't find the connection. Straka has to be cautious here as they can just overwhelm him, and they do. But considering the buy from Argentina, that's still an excellent round for the defense.
Yeah, that was a massive round, forcing 3 rebuys. You can see the money isn't in a great place for the Turkish side, and we will have a buyout from Argentina. 4 kills on that last round from Despe as well. And if he catches fire, it's going to be very, very difficult for Argentina, especially if he gets that AWP working wholeheartedly. Johnny Boy going to be on the op end of this round. He's going to have no armor behind this one, no nades either, but that's okay because we know how much damage he can inflict with that rifle. So Aggressive peeks out from the terrorist side coming towards long A, and if they creep any closer, Major might be a sitting duck here, but Jibo peeking the corner, spots it out. NBL's going to drop the smoke. And actually, Johnny Boy going over to help out his teammate gives up mid control, so a little bit of an avenue of attack here from the Turkish squad.
Johnny Boy also in the glass cannon, so he has to make sure that he's not going to get pushed down because he is incredibly squishy at this moment. There's a minute 20 to play with. Turkey with 3 players over here towards A. Now, unfortunately for Argentina, they're going to be able to push out 2 at the same time. Major, though, he's blinded in that time. Johnny is blinded as well, so he does give up the angle, and he's not able to get the repeat. Calyx with the advantage off the aim punch, able to find the frag in a second as well. NBL incapable of trading, but at least he does deal damage. Calyx sitting on 4, Xantera is on 58. Again, Turkey just playing this slow. They have a minute on the clock. They can do anything they please.
Yeah, and the scary thing is that forces 2 rotations off of that B bomb site and actually pulls Tommy towards the window from drop room, so they've actually got an avenue of attack into the B bomb site, and this is where things get scary because B is very difficult to hold on this map against a rush from the terrorist side. We've seen it so many times, flashbangs and smokes bombing over the top of the wall, cordoning off the areas, and then you can isolate these CT side players, but they've started to rotate back. There's 2 players over here. Drop control has been yielded. Xanteris is over there, and he's going to have to hit this shot coming out. Tommy is going to go blow for blow, and he's actually going to lose the battle. Xanteris picks it up, and that's going to leave Tutenhen in a very compromising position. He tries to spot Calyx very, very low. 1 HP for Xanteris, 4 HP for Calyx, but Xanteris is going to be able to get the better of him.
I mean, despite the health there for the 2 players on the side of Turkey, they just have the positioning, and because obviously we see that CT just looking around all different directions, he's just overwhelmed, right? It's too difficult of a spot in a 1 versus 4. Straka was still alive, but nowhere to be found, so a round for Turkey as they extend their lead. It's going to be back to 3-2, favor of the offense.
It's going to be tricky. He's getting flanked out from the backside from the danger stairs, and he does manage to pull out the secondary in time, but Xanteris is there for the trade, so no op saved going forward. 3 kills on the round from Xanteris, 2 of them from 1 HP. And Turkey are going to find themselves a 3rd round into this series, so a decent start here after that 2nd round, or that 3rd round buy down from Turkey. They've gone 3 straight, and that's going to set back Argentina again. And we've talked about the strength of their CT sides. Struggling a little bit to start this one off. 2 gun rounds going by the wayside already.
I mean, it does suck for them, of course, that the first round they lose is when they're not necessarily firing at all cylinders, and they still have those SMGs. And then, of course, now in this previous round with rifles once more, they lose it, but only by a smidgen. 2 players barely alive in that situation, and you can't help but wonder how would that have panned out differently had the engagements gone to the favor of Argentina. So do not rule them out. That's one thing we've learned, but it will be Xanteras with a double frag out here towards platform. It's just Argentina playing off pistols, a CZ75 and a P250 still in their hands. No armor, no nades. They could find Xanteras as he is only sitting on 8 points of health, but it's the rest of Turkey now taking his engagement. Calyx trying to close the distance, and as he pushes forward, the CTs start to rumble around. Paz drops 1, Calyx clears 2, and it's Turkey doubling it up. It's 2-4.
Yeah, not only that, they're keeping players alive, and look at the money. Despe, $10,600, 5-2 on the scoreboard. A lot of the players all contributing. Calyx, this was one of the things that was a big factor in Turkey's success early on, was this triple-headed threat. They had Despe with the AWP, and Calyx and Xanteris were doing a brunt of the work for them throughout this series. Major calling the strategies for him, and Paz playing a support role. So really nice stuff, and it's good to see them firing on all cylinders. You see Despe with the AWP into this one. Johnny Boy's got one of his own, and this is going to be the whole hog. They're going whole ham into this one, see whether or not they can find these picks, and, well, Despe is going to beat the op-on-op battle. So nice positioning from him. He gets that forward spot, and he's going to be able to punish for it, even with that flashbang coming around the corner.
I mean, Turkey, they've left bombs so far back that quite clearly they're not looking to execute, but instead just feel out the side of the defense. So for Despe to find that opening frag, it's absolutely huge, but NBL brings it back by a bit. Xantera is going to be trading that frag accordingly. It's a 3 versus 4 to the favor of Turkey, but Straka is potentially getting himself behind enemy lines, and meanwhile, they do still have a player over towards the site. That's 210. Xantera is dropping down. He'll be untraded in this situation as Straka falls back towards the site.
And we're in a 3-on-3, player over cannons in the A-bomb site, so if they go in there and they don't check that position, that's going to be a very solid spot for him to be in. And look at Tommy, he's just going to play in the back lines over towards the B-bomb site, so if they do rotate back around, he's going to be able to backstab these players as they push forward. Now they are going to take mid-control. Straka's going to go over towards the heaven side, jump out back APC, see if he can't get himself into sight before they push up mid-slope. And this is a very favorable position for Argentina to be in right now. They do check the angle though, and Calyx is going to hit him in the face. Tutenhen is down and out. Straka, he's left to defend this A-bomb site all by his lonesome. He's getting flanked out. He's getting pushed on. They're all over the place. And Calyx, he's come to play on map number 3. He's going to be able to find the double into the round, and that's a big opening now for Turkey to take a 5-2 lead, unless Tommy can do something absolutely sensational into this round. I just don't think it's going to happen. The crossfire is very strong here from the Turkish side.
He would need nothing short of a miracle right now. Despe still between the cannons, and that's the man who's going to take the frag. Calix obviously tagging him up slightly before he finds the frag, but considering Argentina did go down into the 4 versus 5 in the very few first seconds of the round, it's nice to see them at least try to bring that one back competitively, but Calix just opens that A site wide. Finding the first frag onto the player by the cannons, that one is huge, because obviously that's the corner that really is looking for that first frag, and then Straka also taken out from the standard bomb plant. So unfortunately for Argentina, and fortunately for Turkey, it's pistols once more for the CT side.
I would have maybe liked to see Straka pull a little bit of a distraction, fire off a couple of shots from the M4 just to keep them looking over in that direction towards the back of the A bomb site, so that that cannon position could be a little bit more fruitful. But they do come up, they clear it, they find the frags, and Calix goes big into the round. And Despe might get presented with a kill here, as that is Tommy around the corner. The molly goes out. He's going to get out of dodge well before that. Nice return nades. It's a bit of a nade stack, and Xanteris is going to get chewed down to 14 HP early in the round. So a nice bit of damage found here for the Argentinian side. The only problem is that they're on a very limited buy.
Yeah, and with Xanteris being so damaged, he's actually going to fall into the back lines. This is going to put Despe now into the point man, so he's the one looking to crack open the site, and he's just keeping his eyes trained on the hole here, the broken wall. 210 able to cross, and he does dink another player, so 2 players damaged yet again on the side of Turkey. Tommy with the deed, able to knock down one. The flank from Argentina coming in, but there's still 3 players on the site. Tommy finds one more. 2 players still. Oh! Tommy grabs another one, and it's down to just Calix here, 1 versus 3.
From Tommy!
Huge off the deagle.
A round that they have absolutely no business winning. He hits 3 massive frags to open up that round for the CT side. Beautiful stuff, and he finishes it off with a 4K in style. We'll have to see what kind of buy comes out here from the terrorist side, but look at these shots. The trigger discipline takes down Despe. That was the most dangerous player in that position, because he did have that op trained on his location, but a second one, and then the third one under the low HP Xanteris takes him off the map. Beautiful stuff, and he finishes off the 4th. Johnny Boy, though, that was a position that he did against Denmark, and it looks like Turkey did a little bit of homework, but they actually push up, and they find that frag in the smoke. Nicely done from them. There's a gap on the side of this one, so if Tommy, well, he's going to jump out of that one, and rightfully so. If he sticks around too long, he might get punished in that position, but Turkey with an early man advantage.
I mean, on overpass, we had seen somebody exploiting a weakness in a grenade to grab the collateral, a momentum-shifting moment, so that would have hurt, but Xanteris is still able to find another kill. It's Argentina down by 2, 3 versus 5, and they're also down by 2 rounds, so fortunately for them, this one was important, but still Turkey playing this one slowly. NBL is going to be above the 9-man. That's going to be major. Tommy trying to hold the platform. There's so many players nearby, and the same can be said for Straka, as there goes NBL. He is caught, of course, on that flank. Argentina now trying to split the defense, but the offense just playing so incredibly slow.
Yeah, the scary thing is that Major's actually worked his way up towards that A bomb site without any resistance at all, so you can see how the bomb is rotating back, and now the second guess comes out. You saw how he just, as soon as Major goes down, he's like, put on the brakes, and he's going to go back and join his comrades over towards the B-bomb site, where they are going to push into Tommy. So if he can have another heroic play here, unfortunately it's not the case, but if he could have held the line, then they might have been able to do some more damage into the round, but unfortunately it's just going to come down to Straka. He's probably going to get spammed up through the wall here, and somehow he skates away, 15 HP. Might have heard that player drop out a window coming around the side, and Straka's going to lose the battle. So a 6th round on the board for Turkey, and we're going to go back into another eco round here for Argentina. Maybe they can replicate the performance from the last time, but if I'm Turkey, I want no business over that B bomb site on this save round. I want to take the long distance ranged fights up that mid ramp.
Exactly. Split it out with a long A play as well. Just slowly, methodically work your way out towards the site, or if need be, just use that aggression to try and overwhelm Argentina. Of course, that no respect counter-strike that we always talk about, where you just overwhelm your opponent, don't let them play their game, do not let them employ strategy whatsoever, and just use your frag power to avail. But Despe once more over here towards the B platform. He's got the AWP train down. Xanteris catching 3 defenders with their pants down. Calix able to capitalize with another one as well. He's looking to take Straka, who's just sitting on the other side of the door here. Argentina, this eco just not working out.
Yeah, Tommy's still alive, and he's in a familiar position over here behind Statue, but unfortunately there's so many terrorists that are going to be pushing into his direction from this spot, and he might not be able to find anything out of here, and he will not. It's going to be NBL, the last man standing outside of the drop window, and unfortunately for himself, he's all by his lonesome. 4 more players on the Turkish side than he can handle right now, and he's going to take the peek out, get spotted, and they know exactly where he's going to be coming from. 5 members alive for Turkey, and if they can keep that up, and they will, that's going to pay dividends for their economy moving forward, because the last rifle round was very big as far as keeping them alive, and you can see 2 players up over $10,000, 2 players hovering close to $10,000, and that's just going to make Argentina have to work extra hard to even think about getting them on an eco round.
It's going to be hard, but what will make it easier is the fact that you have some rifles, 3 M4s, double FAMAS, nades aplenty, and a kit on Johnny Boy. So if need be, if the sights do fall, they can always play for the retake. But a minute 45, and Turkey always burning down the clock. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see them sit and wait. They've got 3 players over here towards platform. Flashbangs and utility being employed here by Argentina. Again, this time they're not going to be losing drop down straight out the gates, so Turkey instead just looking to play the picks.
Eventually, you know what's going to come from this. They've been playing all of these slow strategies. Eventually, Turkey is just going to go full rush, no nades, and just try to go for the surprise strategy.
Yeah.
They've done it before. We've seen it happen. And I'm expecting it to come out here in a couple of rounds once Argentina maybe figures out what they're doing on the T side, maybe gets an idea or a notion as to what they could possibly be doing. But these Molotovs are just going to go out here and Tutehin's going to roast. He's going to go down. Xanteris with the Molotov frag. Paz is going to be able to chime in onto Tommy, and this is not a good look here for the CT side. They might be able to sweep out and find another one, but Despe dispatches of Straka in a hasty fashion. And it's going to leave it on Johnny Boy and NBL, and they are not looking to get any part of this one, and there's the pause. So Argentina going to take a breather after this round is all said and done.
That's a really nice play by Turkey over towards the B platform. They actually just used, while that smoke grenade is there, they use their weapons to spray lots of stuff. They use their flashbangs, just try to clear out the angles. And once Argentina see that they've halted this, Paz finding one, Johnny in a position to maybe trade. But once they see that, of course, all that fire stops, they think that they're thinking above their teammates. Johnny, no way, they just walk right by him, so he's not even going to take the initiative here. He wants to ensure the save, and you can see 4 players trying to flank. He now jumps down to 1. That's Paz out of the equation, and Johnny presented a second frag. He'll take that one too, so a silver lining here in round number 11.
And an AWP. He actually takes down Despe, so he finds himself an AWP into this situation. This is going to be interesting.
That's huge.
Argentina is going to be on a save regardless of this one, and they are going to be able to talk things over, but having that AWP could be the X factor in this next round. We talked about Despe when we were on Overpass earlier on, and we saw how he was able to find that 4K with that collateral in that one round because of the salvaged AWP that they had moving forward from the previous round. This time around, it's going to be Johnny. See if he can do anything with it because they're struggling a little bit. Tutehin, who was so strong on this map against Denmark, I think he dropped something 30-plus frags in that match. He's at 1 frag right now. Definitely struggling. NBL on 2 kills, so not that frags are the most important thing, but when you've got 2 players with a combined total of 3 kills that aren't really contributing too terribly much into the round, it's definitely kind of influences the fact that Turkey is up to that 8-3 scoreline.
Unfortunately for Argentina as well, I mean, the cash flow just not making it work for the other players, but what's tantalizing in this situation is that Johnny Boy still has that armor op. So, of course, he has before put his team on his back and single-handedly won rounds. Do they try to invest into this and hope that, of course, he goes off here and now? Or do they play, you know, the more passive, more defensive position and just save up, get that cash flow rolling? We're going to see as the unpause comes on through. But Turkey has been doing a very good job of playing these anti-ecos, and so we'll expect them to prevail. But here it is, another round of applause for Argentina. Everybody trying to pump them up as they are certainly on the back foot, but never count them out. If we've learned anything all weekend, it's exactly that, Mega Man.
Yeah, and actually I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Johnny Boy take that AWP maybe to chicken coops because they have been going so heavily towards that B bomb site round in and round out, and it looks like he's actually going to go towards the broken wall side of things and maybe get boosted. Okay, they're going to boost up. Fortunately for the Turkish side, they're already out. And this is, remember I told you they were going to go for a fast strategy one of these times to accelerate behind this. They're already out behind there. Straka does get the trade flag onto Paz, but the bomb is getting planted behind that smoke. And now Johnny trying to go for the flank with the AWP. He's not able to line up that shot. Able to get the return frag though. And Tommy's going to be able to find one as well. So we've got a man advantage now here for the CTs. Coming in, rattling off shots with the P250. Unfortunately, Despe does pull out the Tech 9 and finds that frag. But Johnny Boy trying to relocate in this 1 versus 2. Surely they heard that.
One would assume Calix is on the other side. Despe just training on in. The flashbang doesn't blind him for long enough. He goes back for the smoke grenade, trying to buy himself an exit, but Johnny's still 48 points of health. He's not able to get out. The time ticking ever so quickly here. Both players for Turkey still near the site, but Calix clears it out. And you can't help but wonder if Argentina had some more firepower in that round. Are they able to at least stop the halt for a little bit longer? Because that boost from Johnny Boy could have actually panned out incredibly well. We see him try to get into the platform and then get behind the side of Turkey. Had he been a little faster, had that Molotov not prevented him from waiting, then he very well could have nailed the timing perfectly. We saw, of course, Argentina do those sorts of plays versus Denmark in very crucial rounds, and that time it comes incredibly close, but it doesn't come to fruition.
The scariest part about this right now isn't that 9-free lead from Turkey. It's the fact that Turkey has got like 12,000 plus on 4 of the players on the server right now. We will see Johnny Boy go for the AWP again this time around, and it's going to be Tommy to open up. And this could be the response that we're looking for. Johnny Boy flick shot, takes down Despe, wins the up-and-up battle this time around. It's going to be looking for some more on the backside of Rectangle, but the bomb has been lost. It's been picked up now by Calyx, and Johnny getting aggressive behind the smoke, trying to find the shots. Not able to land it just yet. Major picks up the AWP, but Major is now down in the dirt. Johnny Boy coming up huge for his team. He will fall in the long run, but it's going to be 4 alive, and that is huge for Argentina in the grand scheme of things. They need to keep as many players alive in these rounds and do as much economic damage to Turkey as they possibly can, because look, even with the buy down, they've got 2 players that are up at around $10,000.
And I mean, what's really tantalizing about the situation is it's not too uncommon to actually see teams only get maybe 6, 7 rounds on that CT side and still be able to prevail, even sometimes as little as 5 rounds. So with Argentina being so close and still with them having the chance to grab 6 in this half, it is a very real possibility. This game, again, never over. AWP in the hands of Despe, another one here for Johnny, and we've seen him start to pick up these op shots in the last couple of rounds. It's going to be very curious to see if he can do it once more, but currently we've got Argentina 2 players over towards that long A, 3 players over here towards B, 2 of which are dedicated towards the drop down. Johnny using the angles on the other side of the smoke here with the Molotov. Now that's going to start dealing some damage. He's only on 60, but he extinguishes it with his nade. This, of course, at a minute 15 is still letting us to the 5v5.
Yeah, but the big thing is that he uses out all of his utility early in the round, so he's got no smokes, no flashes for the late take from Turkey, and we've seen them execute late onto that B bomb site. A couple of rounds they've gone for the accelerated strategy. Like I said, they switched up the pace, which is something that you like to see, a dynamic terrorist side half, and Despe is going to try to chime in with an off frag. Now they're going to play a little cat and mouse. Which side of the box is he going to peek on? Well, that Molotov is going to force him.
Oh, but the flashbang
that
is
was perfect. Yep.
Excellent bit of teamwork there. That's going to, of course, facilitate the exit from Johnny. He reels backwards into the back of Chicken Coop, so that's a great bit of positioning here on the B site. Now you see Turkey also transition away from B and head out towards that A site. 3 players for Turkey already down in towards the lower hall. Bomb going to be joining them shortly, but there's 2 players still controlling long. Straka to drop gives them a window of opportunity. They're going to be starting to push out from the ramp here. Zantera is looking to lead the charge as Major is nearby, but NBL unable to grab the kill. It's Major to just completely decimate this defense. Still, however, as 210 does rotate over, Tommy still behind enemy lines, but Zantera is being a thorn in their side. Tommy nails the timing. He spots out one, Paz able to bring it back, but Tommy also frags here. It's a 2 versus 3, and Johnny Boy's coming on over. Despe in between the 2 is also out. It's a 2 versus 2. All 4 players in this situation are tagged, but Calyx still has some flashbangs, and it's going to be very difficult. Another refrag. Johnny now to the 1 versus 1. We have seen him come up big, but Calyx prevails.
Big round there for Turkey as well. I mean, they're going to go up to their 10th round now. It's going to come into the last round of the half, and there's hardly any money to work with on the Argentinian side. So definite potential for an 11-4 scoreline going into the second half. I mean, it's going to be as big of a buy as they can possibly muster. You might see a Mag 7 over in the drop room. You might see a couple of FAMASs, some 5.7s on the board. And actually a UMP, a CZ, 2 M4s, and a Mag 7 comes out. So Johnny, maybe play close on broken wall, maybe play close on drop zone, just to try to thwart that early aggression that's coming out from the Turkish side. You can see the Molotov goes out. That's going to hold them back for the time being. And there's the boost once again. He's going to try to get up close and personal. He actually pushes through the Molotov. So a brazen play, but it's punished immediately.
I mean, that's
Ballsy.
very confident.
Argentina, if they can replicate that, they can get back into this matchup, and we might have ourselves another extremely
tries to
doing, and Tommy just waiting this one out, running the clock down. There's the smoke out, and that's going to be the feed. That's going to allow Turkey's player Paz to know exactly where he's coming from. He's going to Argentina. Even just getting the round win out of that one would have been just fine because they would have had a vanilla bye from Turkey into the following round. But that round from Paz solidifies the fact that Turkey is going to get at least another anti-eco round out of this one from the Argentinian side before we see a buyout. And that's where things inherently get a little bit scary because that's going to allow them to get up to that 13-point score line before all said and done. And I want to see this shot again. He just barely sees his head over the top, spots him jump up. Oh, what a flick. What a flick. Nicely done there from Paz in the 1 versus 1. I mean, the tensions were so high. You could cut it with a knife.
Tommy trying to take the initiative on the fight, though. He does expose himself in that situation. I mean, you never expect, obviously, the Deagle to hit something like that, but it is because he's exposed that he goes down. 5 rounds for Argentina, 12 for Turkey, a 7-round deficit. That is huge. Despe, though, on the boost. He's denied. Straka takes the frag. The Zenteras, however, with his position, able to grab the double. So it's a 2-2 trade, and Tommy's still tagged. But, however, Turkey out of position. It's a very difficult site to get back into. Luckily for them, Paz already at the bottom of the balcony does buy them space, and Johnny Boy, however, now getting in behind them. If he can take down Calix, who does have wind of his positioning, then this would bring it to the equalized state. But Calix, how long does he commit to the flank here? The bomb's going to be able to rotate back, so now at this point, exactly, Johnny Boy's going to be able to hold this rotation back towards B. He drops the one, grabs the AK, and the bomb should be able to get to the B site.
Yeah, this is a great play from Argentina. They've infiltrated the back lines with that smoke information really early on. They hear some spamming coming out, but they haven't seen anybody. And there it is. Straka is going to be able to open things up. He does manage to infiltrate in towards drop room, and now they can go for that double-headed attack. And there you go. Xanteris trying to get cheeky on Broken Wall. Goes down. Oh, Paz with a nice shot there. Half blind, going to find NBL, but it's going all Argentina all day right now, and it's down to Despe trying to make something happen with this 5-7, and he will not make it happen. A big 4-frag round from Straka, and he was a little bit quiet at the beginning of this matchup, now up to 14 frags.
For them to find consecutive victories after being reset is so big. This game, incredibly close, incredibly exciting. As always, Argentina looking to continue forward with their buy. It's going to be Turkey again on pistols. They have a single P250, but that's it. Only a $300 buy here, Mega Man.
Yeah, I mean, they don't invest anything in here, just one P250, like you said. They only want to, I mean, they're going for the big buy into the next one. A nice dink does get laid out there, but unfortunately, that's not going to be enough. And Paz laying around this smoke. They're going to start spamming him, and they will take him down. Nice awareness from Johnny Boy just to think that something might be up.
Now Tommy's going to be coming up from drop. He grabs one. Major able to bring back to the headshot of the USPS, and now Johnny dealing with the flank as well as Turkey attempt to box them in, but they have gotten that site, and it's in their control as the bomb goes down. So 4 versus 2. Now Major has picked himself up at AK-47. He also has a Molotov, and now Johnny interrupting that boost into drop down is going to send Turkey reeling back.
Yeah, and rightfully so. They want to hang on to this AK for the next round, so you can see him running on away. Despe with the USP is just going to hunt underneath the window, but Johnny, he's reading this right. He's going to be able to hear these footsteps, and Major going to walk on by. Does he get the backstab onto this one? Johnny creeping. They're going to miss the timing just a little bit on this one, but they do not want to allow him to carry that rifle into the next round, but they're guessing the wrong direction. And there you go. They actually find Despe underneath of the window from drop. And now Major all the way at the end of long A. Surely going to get away from this. All 4 of the players actually over here towards this bomb site. They've cleared everything out, so if they continue to push, they might be able to find him, and they're going to come around the corner, and Johnny Boy going spam duel, but he loses it just barely. Major is going to be able to finish him off at the end of the round, but it is an 8th round now for Argentina. We're within 4.
Yeah, exactly. Slowly but surely, they're creeping their way back into this one. Major going to be dropping that weapon, so it will be 5 full rifles here to the side of Turkey. Armor, nades, and kits to boot. And Argentina in the same boat, but they have the AWP on Johnny. And of course, if there's anybody here who can go big with the op, it's either him or Despe. But this time, Despe not be able to counter op. It's just going to be Johnny looking for picks here. 3 players for Argentina heading out towards long as Johnny keeps his eye down towards lower. Straka as well, going to be making a bit of presence towards that platform. Will keep this stack from Turkey drawn towards the site, and Despe rotating back from the bottom of mid as well. 4-to-1 site stacks here for Turkey, favoring that B site.
And this is what I told you early on. I mean, this is exactly what Turkey did to Argentina in the first half. They kept their money low. You can see the lack of utility that they have on the CT side. They've got 3 smokes left, 5 flashes, and 1 incendiary grenade. They actually throw out another flash there. So they have 2 kits, which is kind of beneficial for themselves if it does come down to the post-plant situation and they don't lose those 2 bodies throughout the course of this round. But look at how much utility they're still carrying here on the Argentinian side. They've got 2 Molotovs to work with, a couple of smokes. They've got HE grenades to soften them up as well. So we'll see. They're going to boost up Johnny, see if he can spot anything onto the back plat at the B bomb site, but unfortunately nobody is going to be home over there. And look at this. They're actually playing relatively passive on the Turkish side. They've got 1 player at back coops. They've got 1 player playing close towards the drop room, and then they've also got a player in the connector side of things. So there's only 2 players dedicated to this B bomb site for the time being.
And these positions currently held by Turkey are actually very much easy to rotate towards either of the sites as well. So they're just waiting for some sort of attack. 3 players clumped up into the center, 1 on each extremity, truly committed. And Despe's just been jump peeking this for quite some time now. He spots, of course, 210, does deploy some utility. You're going to see that pulls the attention over towards A, so it's 2 players towards B, where actually Argentina's starting to hit. Tommy able to get around the corner off of the flash. Calix, though, drops the bomb carrier, and he's looking for a second frag, but he's dropped. Tommy with the frag. Calix still in the back lines, takes down 1. Johnny Boy also dead here, and damage dealt to Argentina. There's no time for the bomb plant. They have lost another round.
And another one due to a slow execute. I mean, they do eventually hit that bomb site. The distraction works out really, really well for them, but unfortunately, they're not going to be able to capitalize on that in the long run, and it actually comes down to Calix playing from chicken coops. I told you, I mean, that's one of those positions. They had the Molotov still, so they could have flushed him out by throwing a couple of firebombs over in that area, but they chose not to because they wanted to save him for the post plant, which I can't say is necessarily a bad decision, but when you have no information on where any of those players are playing in the backside of that B bomb site or anywhere in that B bomb site, you want to use your utility to the best of your ability in order to flush them out from those positions. And that is a very common spot for a player to hide on the CT side.
Oh, what do Argentina do in this situation? I mean, obviously 210 survives with the M4, so he's sitting on $6,700.
This is going to be a force.
Yeah,
regardless.
it's got to be. I mean, Turkey's so close to that finish line that Argentina needs to bounce back. They didn't have much wiggle room because of that atrocious CT side. Only 4. I mean, 5, 6, they have a bit more rounds to work with, but instead their hands are forced, and it's a decent purchase. The Galil really the limitation on Tommy and a bit of lack of utility, but other than that, it's decent, especially as Johnny, has that AWP. So he'll be looking to op duel with the Despe from the side of Turkey. This one should be great.
Yeah, the one main difficulty that they had the last round was Johnny wasn't able to be effective because that player, Calix, coming out from the backside of Chicken Coops, pounced so quickly and was able to double frag very effectively from that spot. He wasn't able to whirl around and find a frag with that AWP, and by the time that they actually got onto the bomb site, because they lost the bomb at he was the first person that died, was the bomb carrier, that the rotation actually came in from the A bomb site before Tutanen could successfully lurk it out. Now, he did find some decent damage, but unfortunately it wasn't going to be enough in the long run. If Despe peeks out here, he might lose his life. He is going to fall back from it, and rightfully so. Johnny Boy on the other side of that smoke at the top side of mid. They're just going to try to take over maybe a little bit of mid control here on the T side and let Straka try to lurk over towards B. You can see him using up a boatload of utility. Flashbang goes out. He's going to take a peek. Not going to spot anything, and there you go. One jumps out. And there's the scope down from Despe. He doesn't bite on the fake.
Immediately now you're going to be seeing Turkey rotating on over. Straka will be behind enemy lines, but there's 3 players already out here towards A. So if Argentina aren't too fast, we could very well just see the defense already be in position to hold this back. But there's a minute to play with, so if need be, they can always go back towards the opposing site. Straka's still looking to find an opening over here, but Calix is trained in on this position. The duel goes to the favor of Turkey. Straka drops NBL to bring it back by at least 1 frag. Now, Major's still committed here towards the bottom, and Despe behind the wall of the APC. He drops 1 as Major does the same. It's just down to Tommy.
Yeah, and this is a really tough situation. Despe hitting a couple of really nice shots into the round. He's looking for a little bit more, trying to spam up the stables wall. Not able to find the final frag, but Major is coming around from the back line. So should be able to finish him off, and he will do just that. Turkey now, they're on 14 rounds, 2 rounds away from being crowned the champions of TWC 2016, and that is going to severely hurt the economy now for the Argentinian side. So they're not going to be able to formulate a massive buy into this one like they wanted.
Still.
They need you, crowd. Get behind them.
Chance continue. As do the hopes of Argentina, who are currently
definitely the
on
fan
just
favorite.
2 P250s. Triple Glock here for the T side. And again, Argentina taking this one slow. This is something that they've been doing time and time again. How many times have we yet to see this very rapid B push off with no nades?
I don't think we've seen it yet into this match. We saw a couple of quick executes come out of them from the opening gambit on overpass, but this is just going to be a blender. They're getting slaughtered, and they all drop. They don't even get to smell the bomb site. They were so far out when they got blendered up. And that is going to put Turkey on 15. This is map match series and championship point right here for Turkey. 7 rounds the difference. Argentina, they've had some solid comebacks in the past, but man, this one's going to be probably the hardest that they've had to go through so far. Last chance to dance, Connor.
That's all that's left. 5 AKs, plenty of nades. They have what they need to at least continue forward with just 1 more round, but Despe sitting on that AWP. M4s all around. This is it. Minute 35, still on the clock. Argentina already with some presence out here towards platform. Straka looking to find an angle. Calix sitting behind the trophy. And NBL just flashbang. That's going to pop it up. Straka spotted in this situation. You can see Calix trying to take away with these shots here, but he's not able to find the tap. And unfortunately for Turkey, this kill is still not grabbed. It's 5v5. Continuing forward. Calix able to find it, and now it's Argentina with a man disadvantage.
Yeah, really tough spot for him to be in here. They've been playing from the back foot most of this map, and unfortunately they lose Straka, who's been doing a lot of work into these rounds. They're trying to make their way out through the drop room in the back plat and see if they can't get a crossfire going, but Calix has been so dynamite the last couple of rounds, playing from the back fountain, playing from the back coops area, and again, he's going to find himself in chicken coop. They do not have any Molotovs to burn him out from that position, so he's going to be able to just sit and wait until they can do that, but Tommy is going to be able to answer back. Major going to hit the dirt, and we are going to come down to this 4 versus 4, but Calix again, NBL though, answers the call. He's going to be able to find one more. The bomb is going to finally get planted over here at the B bomb site, and we will see if they can hold off the assault coming back in from the Turkish side. Spam through the smoke, not going to be able to connect. It's going to come down to this 4 versus 3 retake situation now from Turkey. The flank has been quelled. Tutanen is going to be able to find that. Johnny Boy going to be able to go down as well as MBL. It's down to a 2 versus 2 now. Surely not like this. Turkey coming back around, and Paz finds another one. It's all down to Tutanen. He's only got 39 HP. Can he stave them off for just a little while longer? He cannot. Turkey are going to walk away with the championship in a 2-1 fashion, and they are going to be your TWC 2016 champions.
Okay, first of all, tonight's champions are the Turkish team, so I think they deserve a big applause from you guys. It's true that we have the finalists from Argentina as well, but I mean, these guys have been undefeated, and they deserve even stronger applause than they got from you guys. But definitely, our stars this week here in Belgrade with the Argentinians, and we'll talk with them as well. Guys, thank you for a fantastic performance here in Belgrade. You've been undefeated, you've been phenomenal, really, and you have to understand a little bit the crowd because they always love the underdogs. That's how it goes in life. I want to also address you guys in English, Serbian as well at the end. You've been phenomenal. It's so easy to have you here and talk to you and get your energy, and I think these guys have felt it. Me personally, I felt fantastic here on the stage. And thank you very much from myself. Thank you very much. In about a minute or two, these guys will get their medals. First, we'll get back, I guess, are we getting back to the analysts? Oh, no. We're getting the medals. We're going with the medals first. That's how it goes. Obviously, they're getting the medals. Marko Milošević, the person that's basically behind this project here, bringing it to Belgrade, is giving the medals to the championship team. We'll also get probably some reflection on this whole tournament from the Turkish team and from the Argentinians as well. So I would like Georgia here to come and join me as well. Georgia, you did all the interviews, and I think it's, of course, after the anthems, it's your turn to do the interviews. We'll also have the Argentinian team here with us. Guys from Argentina, please join us here on the stage. Come to get your medals. And once again, thank you very much for bringing all this crowd here and all the energy, all the way from South America. Thank you. Silver medal team, the Argentina 2-1 final score. We'll get the analysis afterwards, and then we'll get the flash interview here from the stage with Georgia talking to the players from Argentina and Turkey, winning and losing team.
He was missing.
Loš mi. Okay. You know, that's one of those feelings. Obviously, here we have the winning team, and we have the winning team as well. So I think they're all going back home with, first of all, great memories from Belgrade and Serbia, and then with a fantastic result with this trophy. And money, of course. Let's get back to the analyst desk. They will talk about the match a little bit, and then we'll hear from the players itself how they feel about their performance in the final.
Wow, what an amazing final match, finishing off the World Championships 2016. Argentina took on Turkey. What an amazing match it was. Don't we all agree, everybody? Unbelievable. Turkey 16, Argentina 8, rounding off the final match. So much action. The pressure in here was absolutely incredible. To try and break it down, gents, what have you got to say about that?
What not to say, right? I mean, that was hell of a final, and I think Argentina definitely performed well, but Turkey on that cobblestone, we said that map like favors Turkey really well. Like because they're just so good on it, we saw what they can do, and Argentina basically didn't have an answer because Turkey had a really strong city side, but all of the maps I think were kind of great for this final.
Yeah, all of the maps were pretty good. I was actually surprised by how well Argentina did on their CD side of train. Really good performance for them. But Turkey winning those 4 rounds at the end, at the sole end of the half, winning that half, brought it back in the second half. Props to the guys from Turkey. I mean, everyone wanted to see the Cinderella story go all the way, but I think this is the most fair result. I don't think the guys, even though they lost in the final, I don't think they feel like losers. On the other side, Turkey showed definitely the most throughout the whole tournament, and they are definitely deserving this win.
I'll bring the Turkish side up on screen right now for us to look at the winners of the championship for 2016. These are the boys from Turkey that have made it happen throughout this tournament. There they are. And what an amazing tournament they've had, right? Yeah, round of applause.
Like, there's nothing more to be said, but overall, I think Turkey was the strongest lineup we had here. They had their best players here. They practiced beforehand. And overall, I honestly think the best team is Turkey. They deserve this win. And yeah, Argentina was the crowd favorite, and everyone was cheering for them. But this is Counter-Strike. Like, the best team is gonna win, not the favored one. And this team, this time it was Turkey.
Yeah, before we talk about the whole matchup and what happened, I just want to say to Argentinian boys, I hope they listen. For now, I heard they're making a team right after this TWC. So, boys, I wish you all the luck in every league you play. I hope you keep on winning, keep on performing, and we'll maybe see you next year as well.
Yep.
What was it about the players that really made them stand out from the Turkish side? Was it just at the end of the day when it came down to it, skill? Obviously, we all love the Argentina story, the story of the underdog. Everyone wanted that to come through, but just over-skilled at the end?
We saw every single one of Turkish players tuning in. I think Despe was the best one throughout the whole 3 maps, but it was honestly, again, Xantares with He's the Eagle. He started that comeback on train. We saw Paz clutching it, again with the Eagle, on cobblestone. Every single one of those five guys had their moments in this final and throughout the whole tournament, honestly. And yeah, we could do another one. You know, the whole team thing. I think they definitely showed up as a team and they deserve the win.
And the thing is, throughout the whole qualifier. I couldn't stress enough that the most important thing is that the whole squad needs to turn up when they need to, and basically that happened. Every single player stepped up and showed their best at when it was the most important for the team, and basically they were just a better team overall.
I would agree.
And I just want to say, Turkey qualified through the last chance qualifier. They had a match against Belgium just weeks before the event. They didn't even know they're gonna be here like 2 weeks before, and they're now here standing with the cup. They won it. Just amazing performance by Turkey.
It's taken 4 days. We started off with 8 countries battling out for the grand prize of $100,000, and we can now bring the completed bracket on the screen right now. This is the bracket, how it is looking, with the winners at the top. Argentina took on Turkey, but in the end, Turkey managed to just about grab it. And hey, isn't that a beautiful thing? Looking so amazing. Obviously, there's the romance of the underdog story, but we didn't quite get it in the end. Anyway, we can now go back to the stage where Georgia has got a few of the players to chat with. Over to you.
Ali, hvala. Jole, it's time for you to...
Thank you, Tom. I was
Say your
expecting
expression.
Milan to just
Thank you very much,
continue.
guys. Thank you, the Turkish team, Argentinian team as well. And it's time once again to have these guys here on the stage, the Turks and the Argentinians. Argentinian team, please join us here on the stage, because we would like to have the national anthem of the winning team here, and then to hear the impressions from both teams. As I said, we basically had 2 winners. This was the national anthem of Argentina. Now, the real winners, the top team here in Belgrade, the Turks. Turkey. The world champions, the national team of Turkey. Georgia, it's time for you to take over the stage, and let's hear the impressions from the winning and the losing team as well.
Out of 96 nations, you managed to finish first. You climbed the top of the world. Your first impressions, Major?
We're very happy. We didn't accept this final.
I want to congratulate Argentina. They play very well, and we are very happy. That's all. You lost only one map in this whole LAN finals. I mean, that's great. And I kindly ask all of you to give one huge round of applause for your new world champions.
Right, there we go. Things almost finished. Argentina taking on Turkey, but in the end, it was Turkey that just about managed to grab it, wrapping up day number 4. They are now announced as the world